Most of you at this point probably know food reviewer Keith Lee. And if you know Keith Lee, you probably know Mr. Tendernism. Well, apparently, Keith Lee went to visit Mr. Tendernism at Destination Smokehouse in California. And even though he gave them a good review, Keith Lee ended up getting snubbed by Mr. Tendernism when he wanted to give him $5,000 in cash. And now Keith Lee and Mr. Tendernism have beef. Let's check out what Keith Lee had to say in his review, and then what Destination Smokehouse and Mr. Tendernism had to say in response. But before we get into all that, if you enjoy talking about viral topics on the internet, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. With that being said, let's get into today's topic.
Me and my family are currently in Marietta, California, and this, in my opinion, is the most anticipated video I've ever done. In my hand is food from Destination Smokehouse, with the Tenderism. My whole mission today to see, in my opinion, is the food actually Tenderism, or do I just love watching Unk? Let's find out together. I got it, let's try it, and rate 1 through 10. We spent $129.77. The customer service my family said was very good. This food was quick, it only took us 10 minutes to get it. And Unk is here, but Unk walk around with 4 different security guards, which I fully understand because people probably bombarding him non-stop. So I'm gonna show you the thing I got, and we're gonna try it and rate it 1 through 10. Holiday yams, mac and cheese, coleslaw, 2 orders of Texas toast, 4 sides of barbecue sauce, and a 3-meat plate. I got a beef rib, some oxtail, and some brisket. We're gonna start with what I came here for, the beef rib. I didn't touch it, I didn't do nothing. This how it came. To me, it looked like it's sliced. It looked like they slit it straight down the back. So when I pick it up,
it's already on.
That's what happened. I'm gonna pick it up and see if it fall off the bone. Well, there ain't no bone in here. I'm gonna just see if it fall apart. It do not.
Oh yeah.
This thing ain't going nowhere. The most important is how it tastes. Let's see. It's very smoky. I think it could definitely be more salt added to this. But right now, I just taste smoke and a lot of peppercorns, which is a very good plus. It's juicy. You can see it's all on my beard. It's all on my lips. On top of there. That barbecue sauce is sweet, and I think exactly that's what it needs. Again, a little more salt will take this a long way. But as is, I'm at a 7.5 out of 10. This might be the Tenderisms that we were talking about. This oxtail. It's tender now. Now that's tender. That's the meat.
Where's that?
Now, if I had glasses, I'm throwing the glasses on the floor. That is delicious. Fantastic, man. Actually, tender, juicy, peppery, smoky, salty. That might be the best oxtail I've ever had. It's top 3 and it ain't 3. I'm supposed to be tasting. I'm on my 3rd bite.
I'm trying to get it together.
Delicious. For me, personally, 9.7 out of 10.
It's the peppery. Good. And this is tender. I'm going with a 9.5.
All right, this is the brisket. It ain't going nowhere. Oh, there we go. A little bit of pull action. This is extremely over seasoned, in my opinion, when it comes from not only a sodium level, but also a flavor level. That's a decent brisket, in my opinion. 6.5 out of 10. This nigga from Texas. I got somebody from Texas with me. He's trying to understand.
Oh, that's a juice piece.
You smoking? 8.7.
This mac and cheese. I don't know if this is oil or if this is a lighting, but
Butter start separating from the noodle.
The cheese completely separated and almost curdled. I don't know what noodle that is. This is the noodle. Not a fan of that at all. Okay, this the yam. Okay, now that's
Tender.
Sweet, cinnamon, a lot of spices and flavors. 8 out of 10. For me, the standout is absolutely the oxtail. But past oxtail, the standout is Unk. Not only, in my opinion, is it extremely hard to get people engaged like that, to show your true personality, to be yourself, no matter how fast things take off in the space. I don't think he intended for it to go the way it's going. I think he just wants to show his love of food and his love of what it is that he's doing. I'm personally taking $5,000 out of my own bank, and we going to say happy holidays to Unk. So, update. We could not get to Unk. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we not only gonna take this money and feed some people, but we just gonna do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community. And as always, after this, I pray and hope that they continue to reach their target audience. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe.
So not a bad food review, but people had a lot to say in the comments about how Keith wasn't given access to Mr. Tendernism. There's no way they said Keith Lee's outside and he said no. Here's how Unk gonna look at security for not letting him know that Keith Lee was in the building. Unk to his staff when he sees this video. And of course, this video went viral and caught the attention of not only the owners of Destination Smokehouse, but also Mr. Tendernism himself. And this was their response.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done. But ever since I reached out to him, I've gotten zero response. I thought I was very respectful. From what I've watched from the review, it just didn't seem like he really captured what it's like when you come to this place. It's just disappointing that as popular as people can be on social media, people don't know everybody. Sorry, brother.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, look here, Mr. Brisket. That's what we need to do in this podcast. He's sitting here with us. Then that way we can clear all this stuff up. Like I am, in a sense, a little older than a little bit, not much now. And so, you know, hey, I want to get it over. There don't be candy coating. Let's just sit down, gentleman conversation, you know, drink some Kool-Aid and something together, and we eat some of these Oxtail.
And so even though Keith Lee gave a good review, it seems like Destination Smokehouse wasn't too happy with the things that he said. And people had a lot to say about this in the comment section. Blink twice, Unk, if you need help. Or he captured exactly what it's like for your average patron. Keith Lee done moved on, y'all. That train done left the station. And so now we have not only Keith Lee's videos going viral, but we also have the reaction from Destination Smokehouse going viral as well. And a lot of people weren't too happy with the Destination Smokehouse's response. And so they made reaction videos to let them know.
The owner is a hater. He blocked that man's blessing, not only from meeting Keith Lee, but also from him receiving the $4,000, even though he didn't know he was going to receive it. But Keith Lee mentioned that he tried to give it to him and the security guard would not take it. Because what do you mean if you knew that Keith Lee was outside, you probably would have paused the podcast? You should definitely want to do that so that man can have the opportunity to meet him. I bet you if Keith Lee came there to meet the owner, he would have 100% paused that podcast so he can go out there and take advantage of that. But he's a hater because no one is coming to see him. They are going there to meet Mr. Tendernism.
And yet again, here we are, people trying to blame Keith Lee for something that he didn't do. All that man does is try to help people. He literally is so unproblematic, but I think people really just don't like the fact that he's a black man with a lot of money. A black man with a lot of money and a lot of kindness. Because the fact that this man would get up here and say, oh, we tried to reach back out to him and he didn't answer, almost like he was being performative. Sir, he didn't want to talk to you. He don't want to talk to you. He wanted to talk to Tendernism. That's who he wanted to talk to. That's who the money was intended for. It was not intended for you. Okay. And I'm glad Keith Lee bought that side of them out. I don't know if Tenderism is, you know, like partial owner of the restaurant. I don't know if he owns 25% of any at all percentage, but it's clear that his likability is being used for marketing purposes. His personality is being used to market that restaurant because look how many people know who they are. They didn't even know who that man was. They didn't know that man had anything to do with that restaurant. And Tenderism, he's an older guy. He's an older guy, you know. I won't say that the man probably just doesn't really care, but he probably isn't like being aggressive. I won't say aggressive, but he's probably not being very abrasive about how much cut he's getting out of all of this, social media wise and things like that. That money probably would not have gone to Tenderism. More than likely, it's probably going to go to the business. They're probably going to give him a small portion of it, if any at all. I'm glad Keith Lee didn't respond back. Because he didn't want to talk to that man. He wanted to talk to the person who made all of that possible for that business. And since then, I hope they know they're probably going to lose a lot of business.
The moment has passed with Keith Lee going back to Tendernism. That moment is done for. Not only did the owner come off ungrateful with his response, he just got Tendernism sitting there looking like he don't know up from down and left from right. And please stop saying Tenderism. It's Tendernism with the N. Tendernism. The fact that the owner even had the audacity to have a response video talking about, oh, if we would have known, we would have made sure everything was right. That's the whole point. That's the Keith Lee effect, to go into restaurants and not get treated no type of way and see if the food really is what the food is supposed to be or not. Then to say, oh, he had the food and that's not really what it's about. I just really am disappointed in that. You're disappointed that your food is plain. That's what you're disappointed in? That you didn't have the prep time to prep it correctly for an influencer? influencer, that's what you're disappointed in because he gave an honest review with the food that he got. It's just such a bad look when these business owners come back with a rebuttal video, not being grateful for the business that Keith is bringing to your establishment anyway, not being grateful for all the things he did outside of your establishment to all of your customers, not expressing your gratitude that he paid for people to come eat at your establishment. No, not that. You had the nerve to say that you're disappointed? Come on now. And you try to flip it like, oh, well, let's have you on the podcast and sit down and clear things up. Clear what up? He came, tried the food. The food was basic. He left money not only to your business, but to the patrons coming to eat at your business. And you couldn't even take the time to express gratitude for that? I would never step foot back in there, ever.
But what do you think? Did Keith Lee do something wrong? Or does Destination Smokehouse need to be more mindful about not only how they treat the average person when they come in, but also how they're treating Mr. Tendernism himself? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.